friends. Welcome to Sunday Story Time. I'm Lady Blaze. What a world we're in right now, right? So welcome to Sunday Story Time. Today is day, 81. At this point, we're really just counting down days since the pandemic started. And if you look on our news, COVID-19 has kind of taken a dive, and there are riots, and our world is on fire. And with good reason. There is a lot of things going on. There is a lot of hate. There is a lot of anger. There is a lot of frustration and anxiety. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of confusion. There's so many feels that people are feeling right now. And whatever feels you're feeling are totally fine. You might notice I'm not all crazy dressed up today, and that is because there's a lot of emotions, and I feel that I don't need those things right now because this is not what we're here to address. This one is a little bit maybe more serious. There's a lynx on the ground, and I don't know if you can see this little adorable thing. Oh, look, she came to story time. She probably won't stay. There you go. That was Lynx. Welcome, Lynx. She doesn't usually join us. So I'm not sure. I know it's like after 8 o'clock. Oh, it's like almost 9. So I know today is a little bit of a late story time. I did get out and get some sun. It was not something I needed. I do feel like I maybe should have been at some protests today. And I wasn't. I can't really leave the state, or I won't come back to a job. So I kind of had to stay local. But to those of you that are out supporting and standing up for what's right, I hurt you guys so much. And for those of you that are home, because of the pandemic and COVID-19, because maybe you're too far away from the protest, because maybe you're near immune-compromised people, maybe protesting is not your thing, maybe you're just reading about it on TV and sharing it, maybe you're confused, maybe you have a family member that's in the forces, or the police officer or something, and you're scared for them. All these feelings are natural. What's not okay is, the anger that people get and how they react. And because of that today, I'm actually going to be addressing a couple of books. We might not read all of them. We definitely won't read all of them. But today's books come from a box set called, and I was waiting for this for a while, A Little Spot of Emotion box set. This box set is great, as all my stories are kind of geared towards children, but can really be used for adults. So I'm not trying to make this my soapbox today, but your feelings are your feelings, and they are valid, and not everyone has to agree with your feelings, but it is important to address your feelings. So we'll be reading some of these books. So some of the books that are in here, just to let you know, in case you're curious about getting this, there's a little scribble spot, there's a little spot of happiness, a little spot of confidence, a little spot of love, a little spot of anger, a little spot of sadness, a little spot of anxiety, and a little peaceful spot. All right, so we'll be talking about these today. And I pulled out a couple of them. Today I pulled out a little spot of anxiety, a little spot of anger, and a little spot of love with my heart over here. So today we're actually going to start with a little spot of anger. I feel like that's the emotion that is most relevant right now. People are angry at the way our country is working, at our government. People are angry at the way, people that were supposed to protect us are not. People are angry that privilege is a thing, and it shouldn't be. We are humans, and everyone should be a human. So today, to address these feelings, I'm going to start with a little spot of anger. All right? And again, this is by Diane Alber. She did an amazing job with these books. They're really handy. And this is just something that's, it's important. So hopefully this is going to help somebody, help you, help your friends, your family, your children, if they're going to see this later. Lynx is going to sit here and clean herself. So thanks for joining us, Lynx. Do you want to come on up here? She might, maybe. No, she'll just sit there. She likes to listen on the floor. So we're going to start with a little spot of anger. And it's okay to be angry, but it's all about managing our feelings in an appropriate way. Right now there's a lot of protesting going on. The peaceful protests are great. The cops that are standing in solidarity with the peaceful protesters are great. The people that are breaking things and vandalizing things to get their voice heard, maybe not as great. They're still making a point. But, it's all about how you do that. And those, again, that are out there supporting our, our friends and neighbors and family members, so that everyone is human is human. There is no color. We are all human color. All right? And unfortunately, color is a thing, but we should all be seen just as humans, because we're all just humans. Right? All right, so this book belongs to me, but I did not fill it And this is dedicated to her children, Ryan and Anne. And it says to always remember that you have the power to calm your angry spot down to a peaceful spot. So we won't be reading all the books today, but I'll probably be doing a few of these as the weeks go on. These are really important, a little bit different, a little more serious. So, hi, I'm a peaceful spot. I'm here to help you calm down your angry spot when one shows up. And then they says, what is an angry spot? What is an angry spot? We're going to find out. Lynx, do you have an angry spot? Maybe not. An angry spot is also known as anger. Anger is one of many emotions we can experience every day. Other emotions are sadness and anxiety too. We have all these emotions inside us, but we feel the best when we are in our peaceful spot. This is the sadness spot. This is the anger spot, and this is the anxiety spot. And these books do go over all of them, but today we're just focusing on the anger to start. Kind of like a mindfulness book, I guess you could say. So, it's good to have a small spots of emotion, but when they get too big, you don't feel very good. So I'm here to show you how to calm your big angry spots down to a very peaceful spot, little size, like me. Do you ever have big angry spots? Everyone gets angry sometimes. Do you get very loud, very cross? We want to try to stay peaceful. We want to stay, doesn't mean happy, but just peaceful. Your angry spot can show up when you're feeling frustrated, afraid, or hurt. I'm sure everyone's felt those emotions at some time. When you are calm, it's easier to manage this strong emotion. And I know of a special trick to get your angry spot to calm down. Do you want to see? Says the little peaceful spot. And they said, yes, please. So what we're going to do is we're all going to take our hands. So I know you're all online, so you can give me your heart if you're doing this along with me. But I want you to take your hand. And now imagine there are 4 red spots on your fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 1 green spot on your thumb. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a green spot. All right? So this is a mindfulness trick that anyone of any age can do to help your anger subside so you can think clearly. All right? So now we're going to repeat after me. Count the spots 1 to 4. Tap, tap, tap. Tap once more. So we're going to do that again. Now repeat after me. Count the spots 1 to 4. Tap, 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 tap. And 1 more. So we've just tapped all of these spots. Now we're going to fill our lungs with peaceful air and coat your spots with love and care. Now that you know what to do, let's take a look at the situations when your angry spot shows up. So what we're going to do is now we're going to fill our lungs with peaceful air and coat your spots with love and care. Now obviously if you're in public somewhere you might have a mask on, so this might be a little bit harder. But if you're alone, count your spots 1, 2, 3, 4, tap, 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 and tap some more. Now fill your lungs with peaceful air. Coat your spots with love and care. You can just see everything just kind of relaxes, and we're going to do this together. So what are some times when your angry spots might show up? Let's find out. I do have shorts on under here. Well, this looks familiar. Remember when you tried to do something new and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to? This can be very frustrating. Look how big the angry spot becomes. Now this little girl says she can't draw. Maybe it's not drawing. Maybe you tried to write something, read something, finish a puzzle. Maybe you wanted to get a certain grade on a test. Maybe you wanted a certain job. And you were just feeling very frustrated. Things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. So when you feel like yelling, you should do this trick instead. Right? She's very upset. And it's normal to want to get angry and loud and you want to yell and scream. But is that going to make you have the best decisions? Probably not. So, exactly once you begin counting, you are telling your angry spot that it's time to calm down and get smaller. It's a better way of taking space. Sometimes we just take space. We need to remove ourselves. It's not a bad thing. Maybe you upset me. I'm going to take space from you. Does that mean you're a bad person? Absolutely not. It means I need to get my emotions under control. And I need to take that time. Time out is not a timeout. Taking space is not a timeout. Taking space is space for yourself, for your mind. So we're going to use this little rhyme again to calm ourselves down. It's a mantra, so to speak. If you hadn't heard a mantra, you might count to 10. You might do some deep breaths. You might repeat something. My grandmother always used to tell me when I was feeling stressed out to say, cherry pie, lemon pie, cherry pie, lemon pie, cherry pie, lemon pie, cherry pie, lemon pie. Say that a few times, you're like, I just want pie. I don't know what I'm upset with. But that was something I learned as a child. So we're going to try this again. So put those hands up. We're going to calm that angry spot. I'm sure there's something today that you're feeling really frustrated about. So count the spots from 1 to 4. Tap, 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 tap. And once more. Now fill your lungs with peaceful air. And coat your spots. Love and care. Look how the peaceful air really cools down the angry spot. Are you trying this at home? Even if you're not feeling frustrated, just try it. It's nice and relaxing. That deep breath, that breath out, the saying something to yourself. It's very, very helpful. Now the little girl says, I feel so much better. Everyone has their own style of art, and I shouldn't compare myself to others. I am still learning, and it doesn't need to be perfect. I am so glad to be peaceful again. I think there might be a cat back there. It keeps wiggling. Oh dear, here is another situation where an angry spot gets too big. I know when someone takes your toy, it can make you feel afraid that you may never see it again. If it's not your toy, maybe it's something you use, maybe it's, some music that you lent out, or a book. Maybe it's your friend. And this kid is very upset. That's my toy. She knocked this down earlier today, and I feel like it's about to fall down on me as it's falling. So this is what happens when you do live videos. So this kid is very upset. He lost his toy. Maybe a sibling or something that, Links. Well, that's what the outside looks like. I'm not going to go ahead and fix that right now. But, oh boy, is that fun. Yeah, who else has a Corona kit? Where were we? Oh, right, they took our toy. Maybe you're feeling frustrated about your curtains falling down. We're going to take a deep breath and get through that, too. Lynx does not know that we're filming, or maybe she does. She wanted some attention, I guess. Lynx, we should count your fingers. Oh, she's over there now. So, thumbs up for the kitty knocking down the curtain. We'll work on that later. Luckily, there's nobody on site right now. So this kid is really upset. He's saying, give it back. Now, instead of stomping your feet or growling, right, we're going to try and calm that angry spot down. Once you are calm, you will see that she isn't trying to be mean. She's just trying to play. So ready? We're going to get those hands out again. We're going to count the spots, 1 to 4. Tap, 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 and tap once more. It's working. The angry spot's getting smaller. Now fill your lungs with peaceful air and coat your spots with love and care. When you are calm, it is easier to handle any solution. Anything, whether you're a little kid, a grown adult, whether it's something silly or something very serious. It's okay, and you're going to make the best decisions by staying calm. And that doesn't mean that you can't be angry and upset or frustrated, but you want to handle those emotions with calmness and peacefulness. And it's okay to be angry, but then why are you angry? And how can you try to solve the problem? It's very important. People get overrun with emotions. Sometimes they do things and say things they don't mean. And that happens, but we need to learn how to address and handle our emotions. So when you are calm, it's easier to handle any situation. And then says, why did you take my dinosaur? And said, I thought we were playing Chase the Dinosaur. My dinosaur's over there. But, yeah. Sometimes you just don't understand. You really need to communicate. And communication is so important. I had a conversation with a friend recently, and I didn't understand why they did what they did, and they were very upset. And you know what? We talked about it, and I realized, oh, well, I did something that upset them, but it wasn't because I did it. It reminded them of something else, and we were able to talk about it and get through it, and everything was lovely. But we still had that feeling we had to get to a peaceful spot. Now I want my dinosaur. Let's look at some other situations when an angry spot shows up. When you feel hurt because you think you have lost your favorite toy. Where is my dinosaur? Everyone's got dinosaurs. I want a dinosaur. Even the NASA spaceship, they took a dinosaur. I have the T-Rex version of what they brought. And it says it's in your toy bin. Your angry spot made it harder to find. Do you ever do that? You're looking for something, you can't find it. Maybe your keys, your phone, your favorite toy, your purse, your backpack, whatever it is, and you can't find it. And you get very angry. And you're frustrated. I can't leave without this. And you take a deep breath and you're like, forget it, I'm okay. And there it is. You just find it, right? So it's important to stay calm. Another option or situation, or when you try to make a masterpiece, something spills. Have you ever tried to create something and then something spills? Maybe you have a cat and you're trying to create a story time and she knocks your curtain down. Maybe you're making food and something spills. You never know. Maybe you have a drawing and something falls over on it. And it's okay to be angry, but your painting's not ruined. Sometimes your angry spot makes it hard to see the wonderful things you created. Once your angry spot is calm, you will see that you actually made an amazing splatter art. You just created the next new Jackson Pollock. When you are calm, it's easier to look at any situation in a positive way. Remember, you have the power to calm your angry spot down and make it into a peaceful spot. Remember our fingers? So we're going to do this one more time. Can you do it with me? I know I can't actually hear you, but let's all do this together. Hold up our hands. So count the spots from 1 to 4. Tap, 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 and tap once more. Now fill your lungs with peaceful air and coat your spots with love and care. So you can always create your own spots and hang them up if it helps you. I like these books. There's so many of them. I'm probably just going to do the one today. I know it's getting a little bit late, although they're not very long, but there's so many more. We might touch on anxiety. There's another one, A Little Spot of Love. I'm going to go ahead and read the comments in a minute. But thank you all so much for watching Storytime today. I know they're getting a little bit later. They will be on my YouTube channel, so please hit subscribe, give it a like. There's other stories up there. There's some other flow videos. Back in the day when concerts existed, there's some live concerts. I know, what's a concert? It's a thing where you got together with people. Yes, people used to all get together. They have been lifting their social distancing numbers, so small groups of friends can get together, which is great because we are social beings by nature. So thank you so much. I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, stay social distancing, wear your mask, get outside, see some loved ones, even if you have to social distance yourself. And actually, I'm really trying to get away from that. I took a really great webinar about working with youth and adults, about changing your mentality, and really saying not social distancing, because we need to be social. We are just social people. Even if you're an introvert and not an extrovert like me, you still need that social interaction. It's not healthy to just be alone all the time. So we're trying to make the shift, and I did it a bunch now, and I didn't do it earlier, but I'm still working on it. Instead of saying socially distant, we need to say physically distant. Social, we need to be social creatures. We need to interact. We need to communicate for our own mental health. It's frustrating and angry to be by yourself all the time. So while we want to see our friends, we do need to be social. We are going to work on being physically distant as I prepare for what could be summer camp this summer. And hopefully at some point I can get back to Connecticut because I'm not allowed to leave right now and see my friends. And that is so sad. And it gives me so much anxiety because I love my friends so much and my family, and I'm thinking of you all, and I hope that you are all staying safe and healthy, and I love all your pictures, and thank you all for the calls and the comments and the text and hanging out with me on House Party and sending me messages and mail. I've gotten some cool things, so thank you all so much. I love you guys so much. Because this was such a serious thing, I felt like I didn't want to distract with silly fun things. I mean, my ears are always there, like, obviously everyone has their kitty ears. So yeah, Little Spot of Anger by Diane Alber. I thank you guys for watching with me. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around, but thanks you guys. And find me on my YouTube, LB Spinners, Lady Blaze. And let's see what's going on.